Hi everyone. So recently I've been working on getting the animation code to work in the multiplayer system because I realised that I've been working quite extensively on the server only, and the animation itself needs to work on the client as well. Beforehand, the animations that for the walking animation were being triggered on the client as well, which is fine, but any of the actual instigated animations like attacking and dying, they weren't state driven, they were event driven, which meant that they couldn't be replicated on the client. So what I've done is I've simply allowed animations to be replicated over the network, and I got rid of the state driven animations, which means animation code that invokes animations is only run on the server. So then if we go on the client, we can connect and we can see this zombie is walking, and we're going to get stepped on by this other zombie if we're not careful. And the reason that his legs sometimes stop is because every 2 steps is one animation, and if that animation object is delayed over the network, it can take a while before that step actually appears to run. So that zombie now dies, and we're now left with this other zombie who's now attacking me, and I can shoot him. I can also shoot the person behind him. If I do that, he dies, and then if I shoot this person as well, he dies. And that's very much just the way this works. So after 3 seconds, the zombies respawn, and to do that, we simply have an interesting node, sequence node. We get the pawn, we then check if we're alive. If we are, we quit. Then we get the attacker, and that all this code is run before we start playing the animation. As soon as the animation starts playing, none of this code beforehand is run again till it completes. So when it does complete the death animation, we then have a delay of 3 seconds. And then we invoke the actor killed signal, and that basically triggers the system to respawn this actor based on the game rules. The walk animation is quite similar. We check if we have a pawn, we check if we are walking, which means if we have a velocity, and then all we do is we simply say, are we alive, by inverting the dead clause, and if we are alive, we then play the walking animation. Now, the legs sometimes freeze when the zombies are walking on the client, and the reason for that is that the animation object is delayed over the network. To fix this, it's best to create an animation object which runs the walk cycle in a loop, and then use that that can be run on this client, and it reduces the amount of replication you need to do. All you need to do then is to stop it by sending a stop event, and in that way, and that's the easiest thing to do. But that's all for the future. All of these behaviors and animations are now being put on the same replicable object. The AI controller has 2 behavior trees, one for animations and one for behaviors, and they're updated one after the other. This means that you can basically run code that isn't triggered in the behavior tree in the animation tree just by invoking it afterwards. And it also means that you don't have to consider how animation code runs inside of the behavior tree itself. You can consider the behavior tree as being the logic behind causing animations to happen, and that should be separated from how animations are actually implemented. So that's really everything for today. The separate browser now works, if I didn't already mention that in my previous video, and these are now in their roaming AI state, but as soon as I or they come into sight, they will attack me. So that's all really for now, and I'll keep you posted.